Hello there. I wanted to share some thoughts with you a little bit more on a theme that keeps coming up for me here to share with you more about, and that is becoming unstuck. And if I look back on my journey in life and where I wound up, I think going so wrong and getting so sick was basically that I didn't want to admit to something that felt like it was so wrong and so off. So deep down inside, I knew that something was going really crazy and haywire and was not right. But I'm the type of person that was entirely too proud to admit that there was a problem. And so while I thought I was fooling people around me, I really was not. And a lot of my friends and support system knew that there were problems in my personal life with my relationship, but many times I would front like everything was just fine and all hunky-dory and roses. And again, never admit to the fact that something was so off. And so that was a detriment to myself. So when I'm going about looking at things now in life and how I can help myself to continue to grow and evolve and not get caught in a stagnant place, I think about just realizing how important it is to be truthful to myself and say, yes, and there is something off here, there's a little bit of a problem. Then I can go to other people and talk to those other people about this problem and get their input. And then I can put those ideas together and come out with a really good solution and a plan. But if I'm not willing to admit to myself that something is very uncomfortable or wrong, then I'm not even going to make any efforts to be able to change that. So that would be step one that I can recommend to people. And I think back again, often on my own situation, it's like I hated things so much, but I was really afraid to do anything about it. And I was just very much in an uncomfortable space, which led to my soul becoming toxic and starting to die, which then led me to becoming sick. So again, bottom line, be truthful with yourself. Another way to go about becoming unstuck, in my opinion, is to find new perspectives to make a better plan. So I know a lot of us sometimes will fall subject to watching TV or too much social media, but there are different ways that we could positively impact ourselves, like books, podcasts, blogs, different research, different bits of information that we can give ourselves. And the reason that this is so important, and what I've always held as a visualization in this, is that basically I'm plotting different points in space, and then I'm able to make better connections to those spaces, or think about on a map, right? We're like mapping out different destinations. We've never really been there before. We're not really sure what we're doing. But by researching, getting different information, now these points are becoming more of a clear destination. They're not just like some figmented thing that we know nothing about. Now we've got information. And the more of those points that we can make, then guess what? We can start to make shortcuts and find new ways to do things that are more efficient, faster, better, and making us stronger. So by getting new perspectives, we're allowing ourselves the ability to have a wider breadth of understanding to make better decisions for ourselves. And again, when it comes to healing, it's really important that you know as much as possible so that you can make the best decisions and best plan for yourself to get yourself unstuck. Yes, and so this will also help you just even in listening to a podcast tonight on my walk with Alls and my dog companion friend that I'm dog sitting here. I was listening to something, even in 35 minutes, it gave me a whole new perspective shift. It gave me a whole new level of looking at life and myself and the way that I conduct myself, the way that I carry myself, just in 35 minutes. It's kind of crazy. But that gave me the ability to take off some horse blinders that I've been wearing. And now I see things from a new dot that I've made, and I have a different vantage point. And that's allowed me to now pull myself up a little bit more and grow and gain some better perspective and visibility for myself. And then the last thing I can say here is to ask for help. And I know I've talked about this before, and I always go back to this, and sometimes, not sometimes, but a lot of times, I still struggle to ask for help. And what I try to remember to do every day is to ask for help from the angels. And you can pick whatever higher power is comfortable for you, whether it's angels, universe, God, fairies, whatever you believe in, saints, however you connect to a higher energy, and ask for help. Be surprised, or don't be, I guess, at what comes to you and what kind of help is presented. It might not be what you've expected. It might not be what you envision. It might not be what you think you need, but it will be what you need for the greater good of all in that effort. And a lot of times when I look at the path of my own life, it is not necessarily in the direction that I had envisioned. There are a lot of things that I thought I would have like a family or whatever it is that I personally would have thought I would have at this point in my life, which I don't. But that's okay, because that has given me the ability to do so much else and to serve so many other people in different capacities that I wouldn't be able to do had I had a family that I thought would be my normal destiny, or what was imprinted upon me as a normal outcome. And so again, just don't be surprised sometimes if things don't work out the way that you want them to when you're asking for help, but know and be assured that it's going to be the right thing and the best thing for you to evolve in the direction that you need to go. So when we look again at our own lives, if we're feeling stuck, if we're feeling stagnant, if we're feeling like something's off, the first step that we can really do is just to take a step back and acknowledge what feels uncomfortable. Figure out where that kink is at, so then you can figure out a different plan. You can gain different bits of information, formulate something different, and hopefully go for a different outcome, because they say, the true definition of crazy is to continue to do the same thing over and over again and expect a different outcome. So if we are feeling stuck, the best thing that we can do is rejuvenate, give ourselves some new points of information to bolster ourselves out of that, and hopefully in our own healing journeys, by gaining these points of levity and perspective, it allows us to see our own struggles in a different way so that we can be at peace with those, to let the true healing occur. Have a great night, everybody. Take care.